What's up, pedal people on the YouTube? Finally, my setup is back up and I'm looking at many screens and cameras and all this. And thank you to Try It Orbit because you guys rock! So, back in my old environment, doing stuff with pedals. And coffee. And if you can't handle it, go away, because that's what we do here. Look, I bought a new coaster. I actually bought a set of 4 coasters at the LA airport because I thought they were all like this, but this was the only one that I actually, really wanted. Look at this. This is only like the coolest coaster ever because it actually has the thing on it that's on my signature guitar, which is back there. Today we're using Merple. So, getting into it. First of all, thanks to the team from Decibel 11, they are nice, and the lovely Laura, the Lily, was at the booth to welcome me, and we took a little selfie, and it was all nice. So, at Decibel 11, they do switches, power supplies, and they have a few pedals. So, today we're looking at the Time After Time, which, of course, Time After Time, that's a great song, but it's also a delay. Now, what is it? It is a true Bucket Brigade analog delay that is digitally controlled. Meaning, in a bit, I can use my this is the Soulman from Source Audio to switch presets around. So it's a fully analog delay that can be preset-ed. So what I have is, in terms of the signal chain, I have Merple going into an Ernie Ball volume pedal. Going into the Wampler Ego Mini compressor because it's fun. Into a Tumnus for a little bit of dirt if we need it. Into the Time After Time, and that's going straight into the Ampede switcher, which is running into the Carl Martin Custom Shop 50 into a Torpedo 2 Notes Studio. So pretty much compressor, drive pedal, delay, into a damn clean amp, into the Torpedo, with a pretty guitar, which right now is on single coil in the neck position. So let me find positioning here so everything is fine. And the volume pedal I have on the ground to do some swells. You have 4 knobs on the pedal, 2 foot switches. 2 of the knobs, the delay time and the modulation depth, can be pushed as a switch. On the back you have in and out, you have 9 volt input and 2 Midi. I think it's probably in and through. That's it. The pedal is built extremely solidly. It's a good build. What else can I say? So here's my clean sound. Good enough. Now here's the thing. The preset management on this thing is confusing. So if I turn it on, as far as I know, it's not going to take over where the knobs are. It's going to take over the last preset that was on. So let's see. Let's see. I read the manual. It's still a bit confusing. Okay. Let's see if I have it on trails or true bypass. There is a way to boot it up and switch it between true bypass and trails. Let's just go nuts here. I said let's go nuts. I said let's go nuts. Yes, I have it on trails. Very clearly on trails. Did you see that? It went back to the preset that it had before. So when you turn it off and back on, it doesn't read the knobs, it reads the last preset. That can be a bit annoying, I guess. So again, I'm gonna have to tell you how this thing operates and why it's showing you the line. Yes, we're clearly on trails. So there you go. It went back to preset 0. How do you switch between presets? Well, you just hit the A. Come on. So I just went to preset 1, which is set up to be delay time tapped. At this point, this becomes a tap switch, see? So you can see the light flashing, but that would also mean that if I'm stepping through my presets and I'm hitting a preset that has tap tempo instead of time knob, my A switch, which is preset stepping up, and delay tap time, le tapable time, le tapable, whatever time is in French, it all of a sudden on that preset loses its functionality as a preset step up switch, if you know what I'm talking about. See, I can step up preset, step up preset, step up preset, not a problem. Let's try this again. So we are at 0, we're at 11, we're at 1. 1 has tap tempo. If I try to now go to the next preset, not happening because all of a sudden it's tap tempo. Don't quite know if that is the way to go. The red, what the crap. The yellow light shows you that the preset has been edited, and now I could save it or not save it. I can't get to the next preset. How do I get to the next preset? I can't. I have to turn off tap tempo, which technically means that makes absolutely no sense. In a live situation, if I don't use Midi to switch my presets, I would want to step up, step up, step up, step up. In a live situation, I would also like tap tempo because I need to adjust to the tempo of the song, which means every preset that has tap tempo negates the stepping up the preset. If you know what I'm talking about. User interface fail. I'm sorry. Sorry, Laura. Sorry. I'm seriously thinking this hasn't been thought through unless I'm getting something wrong here. Let me make sure I'm not getting this wrong. Saving a preset mode. Okay. Okay. So you're actually stepping. The little dot shows you that the preset is not loaded. And now with the B button, I'm loading the preset. Okay. Which means in a live situation, you actually have to press step, 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 confirm. Okay. When using the A foot switch to scroll presets, if a pending preset is a tap mode preset, then the tempo LED will flash at the current tempo, and you can use the A foot switch to tap in a new tempo. If you wish to use the A foot switch to continue scrolling through the next preset, then the A foot switch must be held in order to disable the tap functionality and increment the preset. Okay, we're gonna try this. So we are on 1, where it's, okay, so I gotta hold this. Now, okay, Yep, so it's possible. It's not brilliant. Let's just say that, okay? So they thought about it, and they gave you a solution. So, let's say we're on this preset right here, and I wanna edit the pedal. That can go wrong if you don't know what's going on. Because if I now do something here, okay, on the mix, there is a chance that it doesn't do anything. Because first you have to hit the position that the preset was saved in. After you hit that position, then the knob will work. So what they're saying is go to preset, load it, and go and twist the knobs fully to enable every knob's function. Okay? Now, what I do will actually be audible. So, let me show you how that works. I'm going to go to 4, I'm going to load it. How do you find out where the knobs were saved? Well, you're sweeping this, and right now the top line, the line shows me I'm still above where the knob was saved. Now if it's in the middle, this is where it was. Okay, this is where it was. I'm too high, this is where it was. I'm too low, this is where it was. Okay, so it's like a tuner. Now, this is actually how the preset was saved. So much for the user interface. Let's go into some sounds. Shortest delay time. Kind of roomy. Looking. This has a little bit of play. Do you see this? I don't like this. See how it wiggles around without actually doing something? It means it shouldn't have that play. You can go only delay. The guitar. Longest delay time. So that works rather nicely. Let's look at how to go into tap mode. That's pretty damn easy. You just push this, and now you're in tap mode. That was not the delay, that was me. So let's look at the modulation. Pretty damn severe, if you ask me. So any depth that's above here is problematic, if you ask me. For a nice clean modulation, really, anything in this area will work. Right here, anything above that is too detuned. Push it, you go to the other rate. There's slow and fast. Let's check out the sound with some Tumnus. Okay, let's check it out with the Midi switcher, which is pretty damn simple. If you ask me, where is my power? I'm gonna give this 9 volt, because Source Audio's Midi switcher is pretty damn nice. We're gonna plug in the cable. Let me put this guitar away. Wait. Okay. So, Midi out. Midi in. Come on, here we go. So, there you go. All you gotta do now is I have scenes here, and I push, there you go. I switch my scenes, and there I switch my time after time. Pretty super simple. How do you save something? So I'm gonna go and edit this somehow. So I wanna save this preset now. I'm holding the delay time button. 5 seconds till things flash. And that's it. Now if I go to 7, there is what I just set up. Pretty straightforward. There you go. Time after time. Yeah, okay. Let's get to the tricky part on this one. What do I think? Well, I gotta start a bit with the coffee. And my Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy coaster. Okay, I think the build quality is phenomenal. I love the 2-tier thing. It looks modern, it doesn't look, you know, vintagey or whatever. But it is a solid box. Love that about it. Good switches. The knobs are plasticky, but they are rubbery, so you can grip them nicely. The ones that are also a push button, they have a bit of give, as you can see. They wiggle a bit. Don't necessarily like that. Let's question the validity of the concept. An analog delay that has presets. It's a pure analog delay. There's nothing else. It's an actual analog delay, which is great. With digital control, which is great. But do we need that? What do I want from my analog delay? Do I really need a lot of presets? Or would all that I need is tempo? Which means give me an analog delay with tap tempo and I'm technically good? Do I really need to save mix, modulation, depth, and feedback? Is that really something I desperately want if all that the thing does is analog? Or would I rather have an analog delay with my one setting for my solo sounds that I can tap for different songs, and then a digital delay or whatever, a tape delay for other kind of textures? So that's the question that you have to ask yourself. Do you really need flexibility in your analog delay? Next thing we're talking about is user interface, which this thing is bugging me in terms of user interface. I don't like the fact that, well, what did it go? Oh, okay, it went to 4 for some reason. So I'm going to save this. Now I'm in tap mode. Okay, so I'm going to, see, I can't even get out of it now. It's saved in tap mode. So I'm going to have to hold this in. Have to hold this in. 7. Can't go to 8. Have to hold it in. Okay, yeah. Okay. You decide whether that works for you in a live situation or not. Technically, in a live situation, I would want all of them to be, most of them to be tappable, le tapable, which means you have to hold it in, hold it in, hold it in if you want to switch presets, or just use a Midi switcher. Okay, to actually recall the preset, I'm switching, I'm recalling it. 2 steps, yeah. Within a song, maybe, don't know. I really don't like that the knobs don't immediately react to what I'm giving them. You have to find that position. I know, it's a, here we go, and we do this again, and we do this again. There we go, that's a position. It's a toss-up. Either you give it the function to recall the position, like I just did. Now I can actually see what the preset entailed. Or you make it so that you touch it and it immediately does something. It's either or. Going to a preset and swiping the knobs back and forth completely to do anything, it bugs me a bit, okay? The other thing that bugs me is the mix. You could see when I was dialing the mix back, my guitar sound was all of a sudden coming in. So yes, it is a mix knob that can give you only delay, which means it is slowly mixing down the original guitar signal. But to the point where when the guitar is already going away, I still don't have enough delay signal. I want the delay to be louder while the guitar is still at full blast. So I can't really get the delay to be as prominent as I want it to be without actually sacrificing my original tone. I don't necessarily like that about it. Let's talk about the actual delay sound. How brilliant is it as an analog delay? Don't know. For me, it's missing a little bit of the warmth. A bit. I just want the delays to be more there. I want the option to dial them in more without losing the guitar. So I'm having a bit of problems getting this thing to do what I really want it, what I expect from it, okay? Love the people from the company, love the build, love the company. I wish this gave me more of the delay without sucking the guitar. And for my taste, you saw how it works. Maybe it works beautifully for how using it. For my taste, the user interface is something I most certainly wouldn't want to fiddle around with live. Maybe that's not what it's supposed to do. Maybe this is what it's supposed to do. Recall your preset and that's it. And obviously, that's the whole idea of having presets, not fiddling with the knobs. And if that's what you do, you recall your presets and that's it. Fine. I'm just giving you my 2 cents. That's what this whole section is. So time after time clocks in at a bit under over $200. If you're looking for a preset recallable MIDI capable true analog delay, there you go. Made in the US, as far as I understand, by a great team of people, and an absolutely phenomenal aluminum build quality. Feels like a great product. I think that user interface wise, we could push it a bit more. Okay? But you decide. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.